Hey guys, what's up? A 2-1 loss to Real Betis at this stage of the competition is completely unacceptable, and in this video I'll tell you the exact reason of this result. Starting from the lineup, when I saw the starting 11, I was not at all confident about going with this starting 11 against a team like Real Betis. Before that, let me tell you, we didn't had Dani Carvajal, Nacho and Isco for this game, which means we didn't had any proper right back available, and Zinedine Zidane decides to start Eder Militao as a right back, and that's where the things completely went wrong. This 2-1 loss is completely fault of Zinedine Zidane and his poor team selection. I don't understand why starting Eder Militao as a right back when you have players like Lucas Vazquez whom you trust a lot, and you had started him as a right back in your previous season, and that too against a team like Bayern Munich. I mean, if you want to give game time to Eder Militao as he will be playing against Manchester City, then have the guts to bench Ramos or Varane, as he will be playing as a centre back and not as a full back. Now many of you will be saying that Eder Militao had played as a right back in his career, but what's my point is Zinedine Zidane always uses his full backs in the attack, like Dani Carvajal or maybe even Nacho always goes forward with the ball and provide those crosses. And in the last game, I don't even remember Militao in that crossing zone, apart from that throw-in. Another blunder Zidane created last night was he knew Militao won't be going forward with the ball, so he tells Casemiro to go forward more and link up the play with Lucas Vazquez and Luka Modric, and that creates a lot of problem for Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid. As have a look on how Real Madrid were attacking. Like see, when we have our fullbacks going forward, we have Casemiro and centre backs in the defensive position in order to deal with any counter attacks. But in this game, Casemiro was going more and more forward, which means there was always a huge gap in the midfield, and Real Betis were exploiting this pretty well. Like literally Zidane, if you want to play 3 at the back, then please use some players in the forwards who are more threat to the opposition. But Zidane decides to start his favourite Lucas Vazquez in that right wing position. I don't know how many times we all need to say that Lucas Vazquez is not the level of a starter for Real Madrid, at least in that wing position. But what I think, in the absence of Carvajal and Nacho, he was a perfect choice for a right back, as he is good with crosses and all. But by this, at least we could have played in a usual way. And it feels bad when you see players like Luka Jovic, Brahim Diaz, Rodrigo or even James Rodriguez on the bench, who always gives their 100% on the pitch and are obviously way better than Lucas Vazquez, but they have no other option. Like I don't know why Brahim Diaz is not getting any game time. I still remember his performance in the Copa del Rey, like he is a proper number 10. When you don't have Isco, you can definitely use him in that free role, and he will perform, I am pretty sure. His dedication towards these clubs is something else. Now another blunder Zidane created was Karim Benzema. If we leave that penalty, Benzema had just one shot the whole game, and that too was off target. And Mariano had 2 shots in 20 minutes. But you guys guess who will be in the starting 11 in the next game? When I see players like Luka Jovic not even in the squad list, and that too in the situation while all Real Madrid missing is a goal scorer, it says all. Now before talking about the substitution, the shocking things we saw in this game was our players like Toni Kroos and Casemiro mispassing the ball, which is quite not normal. I mean, the number of time we were losing the ball by bad passes was unbelievable. Our midfield was completely dead. And for that, we need players like Valverde who can intercept the opposition passes and create some counter-attacking chances like he did in the Elclasico. But here comes another blunder from Zinedine Zidane, and that's his substitution. I still don't get it why you have to wait for that 60 minutes mark to bring a substitution. And guess what? He brings on Ferland Mendy for Marcelo. I still don't get this. All we were lacking was in the attack, and Zidane brings a left back who kinda struggles going forward. Marcelo was at least trying to go forward and was providing crosses, and don't forget he won the penalty for Real Madrid. And I don't remember any moment where Real Betis player exploiting his side. Like Zidane, when your right side of midfield is completely dead and your left side is still trying to go forward with the ball with Marcelo and Vinicius, you decide to make changes on the left side. Like what? The second substitution was Mariano for Toni Kroos. That was a good decision of bringing Mariano early as Kroos was not having a good game, and Mariano gets good minutes in the game as well, and he was looking decent, but my point still remains the same. Why don't you have guts to substitute Benzema? He was terrible in the whole game apart from the penalty. And I still don't get why he keeps dropping in the midfield when you can use players like Brahim Diaz, James Rodriguez for the same job, and Benzema can just play as a proper number 9. Like I was so angry when I saw that pass from Benzema, like it was a gift from Real Madrid to Real Betis. Ramos made a mistake there by trying to pressure after a bad pass and he completely messed up. I still don't get it. What all we needed was Valverde in the midfield, and you bring him during the 78th minute of the game? Seriously? And that too for what? Luka Modric? Come on, for God's sake, you can substitute Militao for Valverde and use Vasquez as a right back and Modric and Valverde in the midfield. I still can't believe that we just blown away the 1 point lead, especially after winning the Elclasico. You know what? We don't deserve to win La Liga if we play like this. Like Zidane should have guts to set his priorities clear that either it is Champions League or La Liga. Using Militao and Vasquez in a probable title decider game is pure shit. And when I see players like Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, Jovic not getting chances, I don't have words. I don't even want to speak about Bell. Just get him out of this club. I think it's a GG for us guys. I love Zidane, but we can't ignore his mistakes. And it's good that at least he accepts his mistakes in a post-match press conference. That's it for today guys. Hala Madrid.